So first and foremost, I want to know from either of you, just quickly, like, you guys aren't 20 and starting out your first jobs, right? What on earth would make you want to start a career of basically self-employed, not a guaranteed weekly paycheck? Maybe it is, I don't know. What possibly got you into this where you have to be self-motivated, get your own leads? You guys are like the wannabes out there. So what was it? Go ahead, Cal.
You want, okay.
Yeah.
So, well, I have a business degree and I didn't want to sit in an office all day. So I think that was like one of the main motivations for me.
Wait a minute. So a business degree.
Yep.
So like, was that to start your own business or was that something to complement something that you were already working on?
No, if I'm being honest, it's because I didn't know what I wanted to do. And then I had to pick a major. So I just picked business. So hopefully it helps me out. And then with this path, maybe it's going to work out. I don't know.
But okay, so how did you say, I want to be a home inspector?
I got connected to a home inspector.
You don't have to think of it the way she just expressed it, by the way.
Well, I got connected to a home inspector and it seems like a flexible, like you pick your own hours.
Yeah.
It's something new every day. So I don't know, it just sounded like something I'd do.
And maybe you saw that person so passionate about it.
Yeah.
I think that's something that's inspired me, is seeing these people who are making their own path. You are choosing to be an entrepreneur. It is something that really is inspiring. I know when I talk with Lana and she talks about her clients and how she's really helping them, it's the field I feel like I want to be in. I want to help people.
That's good. That's good. Because you had another career going.
I did. Yeah. I was a secondary educator for 14 years in mostly Worcester. I taught math and science, and I really enjoy explaining things, making people feel confident in approaching complex processes or just guiding them, being their champion. Real estate really dovetails well with that, I find.
Secondary education. Can you define that for me?
Yeah, it was middle school and high school mostly. Okay. And those are, really inspirational people to work with because they're a little jaded. They're still able to be molded. And for that age group, they want to learn. Just like our clients now, they have a big investment in what you're guiding them through.
Mm. What did you think a home inspection role was before you even signed on?
A home inspection role?
Yeah, like what did you think that job entailed?
Basically just informing the buyer like what they're getting themselves into, making sure like the whole you want to make them feel comfortable in what they're purchasing. Mm-hmm. So I think that's a big part of it. And then negotiations, you can help with their agent be able to negotiate the deal in their favor, hopefully.
So.
Cool.
Keep it together, keep it rolling. Yeah. How about you?
I find that when there are these big decisions with high stress, the client just needs to know the why, and a lot of that stress will drop. I think that's something an inspector and a real estate agent have in common. Our role is to help people in these big life decisions.
I agree. Yeah, once people understand a thing, they're way more comfortable. Whether it's good or bad, it still helps a lot for them to just know what they're getting into. So Massachusetts has a very fun process, like flaming hoops to jump through.
Yep.
Where are you at in the Massachusetts process of getting your home inspection license?
So I just got my associate inspector's license.
Okay.
So I've done all that.
What does that mean?
Basically, it would be like your apprenticeship license is what I'd compare it to.
I think that's a fair way to put it. Yeah.
So yeah, I did the 75-hour in-person course. I did National Home Inspector's exam. I did 25 inspections leading up to this. And then you apply for the license, and then so I have another 100 to do.
But you have to have it supervised with a mentor or somebody.
Yep. All of them.
Yep. So it's a total of 125 that are signed off by a fully licensed inspector.
Mm.
And was it hard to find somebody to mentor you?
I think I got super lucky because I was connected with a home inspector early on before I even paid the money to take the course, before everything. Okay. So I feel like that's definitely the hardest part, is finding someone that's willing to do that.
I agree. That was the hardest part for me. It took a long time to get that part done.
Did you have to pay your supervisor?
I offered money to guys.
Yeah.
Because I was striking out.
Yeah.
Dude, I was willing to pay somebody a lump sum of cash to stand there and watch them do their job. And they said no.
Yeah.
It was, it's usually, you'd think the opposite. You're going as an apprentice for any other trade or profession. You would be getting paid to be there. And I was offering the opposite and getting told no.
Was it difficult to get a license even way back in the day when you started?
Way back in the day. We're only talking about 10 years ago here, just for clarification. It was the same process he's describing.
So why do you think it's so hard to find somebody? Is it because the hours that you as a home inspector have to do? Because what are you really doing? You're not giving up much time.
Think about, all right, you're the agent, you've got a buyer. That buyer's nervous. Mm-hmm. The buyer hires me to do the home inspection. So real life, I roll up and you're expecting a normal day. You got your hands full with a nervous buyer.
Yeah.
I roll up with a newbie home inspector who's going to ask, not you, but I'm just saying, like, I roll up with this dude who's like got 30 questions a minute for me. And it's taking my attention away from your client who normally gets all of my attention.
Okay, so I disagree. Here we go. Oh. Here we go, real estate side. I show up with an agent shadowing me. Yep. My clients are super pumped. I get two eyes on this. And this agent's not asking 50 billion questions in front of my client. They're asking it after the fact, or they're writing it down, or they're making notes. So I don't think I would have fear or nervousness. I would be like, oh, cool. Like, this is great. I got a second eye here. But that's like in my industry, when I get someone shadowing, they're learning. They're going to ask me all the questions. They're not going to do it in front of everybody. Now, he might say to you, let's just say it's Cal, hey, Mark, why did you pull that thing off? Or why didn't you go inside there? Or what? But don't you think that's something that even a buyer would be curious to know?
It depends. Like when I was acting as when I was the apprentice.
Yeah.
I tried to feel out the room and ask questions when it was appropriate. Did I always succeed? No, because sometimes curiosity got the best of me. Or I started to think I know what I was doing and make a suggestion or whatever. I'm just giving an example of why I think it's challenging. There's not a lot of upside to the guy who's doing the training, I guess, because you're trying to share your knowledge. But there's not a lot an apprentice can do to help you move things along. It's like, it's not like if let's say you're plumbing and you can send the guy out to the truck to get parts for you. You can shove the guy in the crawl space and tell him what to do instead of you doing it. And you can come back in an hour and see how he did. Yeah. You can't really do this you can't do this job that way. It's pretty much like they're glued to you.
Same respect with real estate. It's you got to do it every day, and every single house, every single individual is completely different. So you could go to an identical house side by side, brand new construction, totally different home inspection for some reason. Same thing that if I had someone shadowing me, I could have one personality to the next personality to a different situation. Same contract, same everything, but completely different. So I get that. Where are you? So how far along are you now? So you are, how much more do you have to do?
I still have quite a bit. So I just got licensed as an associate, and then I probably have about like 90 left.
And how often do you get to go on these?
Kind of slow right now, like slower than I was. Like, for example, the first 25, I got those done in a month.
Wow.
So that's good. Yeah, we do Massachusetts, Connecticut, and then Rhode Island.
Yeah.
I don't really go to Rhode Island because it's kind of far away. But
right.
But apparently with the associate license, you have to hold it for a year before you can apply for the
Oh, that rings a bell.
Yeah.
I forgot about that little wrinkle.
So I guess it doesn't matter how fast we get the 100 done. Either way, I have to wait a year.
Okay.
Do you feel after doing those first 25-ish and a little beyond, do you feel like you could do one by yourself, or you still feel like,
No, I wouldn't, because then he's liable for anything I report on or say. So I probably wouldn't feel comfortable doing it.
you must find new things all the time. Like you go from an old antique home to something else. I mean, there's all different things of rhyme or reasons.
There's
right?
so much.
So you must be like, whoa, I never thought of that on this kind.
Yeah. No, for sure. You see crazy things every day. I'm sure you
Yeah.
have a list of crazy things you've seen.
It's what keeps it interesting.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, this is a great job.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
It's a great way to make a living as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
As she knows, I've done a lot of different jobs, and this one captured my interest long term, which is saying a lot for someone like me.
Where are you in the process, Kelly?
I am just starting myself, and I didn't expect how long the road would be from when you make the decision to change your career, how long it would be before you're actually in front of clients, you're able to serve them. I am just getting off the ground now where, because I don't have too many clients, I'm able to spend a lot of careful time with them, and I'm really liking that. I'm keeping it humble where I'm being intentional in the process. When there's something I may not have seen yet or an answer that's not in front of us, I'll be sure to take the time and find out the information we need. I am enjoying being a newbie, actually.
Tell me about what is the process to get your license? Remind or talk to everybody about that.
Yeah, I decided to take the online course to learn all that I needed to for the real estate licensure course, for the real estate licensure exam. And then you do have to wait 4 or 5 weeks to even apply to take that exam once you finish the course. So we'll say it's about 6 months between when you decide to make this career change and when you can finally be certified to act on it. And right now I'm in the place where I've joined a brokerage, and I'm working with my colleagues to become as connected as I can with different service providers, with as many real estate agents, professionals as I can to get in front of clients and optimize my performance for more transactions.
If you could skip one section so far, because you're really, really new, what part would you skip?
I think that I would like to expedite the waiting time. This idea that we have to wait to act on our goals, our passion for this career choice is difficult for sure. I've had a few side hustles in between, and I've really shown grit, I think, in waiting it out. But I think that could be minimized.
What is that? I don't remember doing that. I thought I took the 40-hour course.
Me too.
And then I went and got my license.
Me too.
Like I just had to wait until the next test session was available, as I recall.
Yeah.
I kind of remember just doing it.
It's like mandatory? It says you have to wait 4 or 5 weeks?
Yeah, you have to wait 4 or 5 weeks for the state to process your application to even take the test.
They take forever to do everything.
So
matter of fact, when I finally applied for my full license, it took forever.
Really?
Like forever. Yeah. That was an unpleasant surprise.
What do you wish you could skip?
I would probably
like 100 inspections.
No. Yeah, maybe that. No, I would agree the whole time. Like it's not something that happens overnight. So you really have to, take the small wins and be patient with it.
Did you expect it to be a lot busier or lucrative?
No, I think it's exactly what I expected it to be. I mean, my supervisor, really nice, he lets me ask all the questions I want.
Nice.
But like you said, there is a time and a place to ask the questions. Yeah, we stay busy together, and he helps me, guides me through it. So I think it's good.
I didn't expect it to be as much of a waiting process to start this entrepreneurial venture. I feel like people want small business owners, that should be encouraged. And the fact that there was some obstacles to do that, it was a little dampening. But
so let me give you a little thought process here. Majority of new real estate people or people that want to be the wannabes say to me, HGTV, wow, I just want to go show.
Deep breath, Mark. Deep breath.
I want to go show those properties. You must love going in and out of all those. I would love to go sell properties. So I feel that that's what a lot of people do, or they think, wow, all that money because on TV and they're making all this money. Change my mind about that. I changed my mind.
Yeah, I thought that becoming a real estate agent would be flashy showings and the glory of closings, taking those photos, just bought my first house sign. But
did you have one already made?
I may have one in my trunk just in case we need it. And I'm finding that the business is really more relationship driven than anything. It's all about following up and communication and anticipating possible curveballs, writing up offers and contracts, spreadsheets, although I do love a spreadsheet.
Oh boy.
That makes one of us.
I was surprised to see it's not as flashy as social media HGTV makes it look, but I found it's really rewarding. It's really fulfilling if you enjoy that commitment, if you enjoy having that long-term relationship with a buyer or a seller and helping them reach that final goal.
You don't make any money in 1 year. How does that feel?
I mean, yeah, that's probably one of the hardest parts of it because I'm not going to make any money for the next year. I have a part-time job, so that's where the money comes from. But I mean, you just got to look at the end goal, I feel like. So
yeah,
you have the potential to make as much money as you really want to make.
So tell me what you feel is one, 2, or 3 top things for somebody that wants to be an inspector. What do they need to have, knowing they potentially are not going to make any money the first year? What do they need to have?
They need to be motivated to know this is a long road. Like you said, this isn't something that happens overnight. You can't just wake up, I want to be a real estate agent. I want to be a home inspector. So you got to be prepared, got to be motivated, and then say the last thing, maybe like disciplined to be able to do it.
Yeah, smart. Kelly.
And you need to have a financial plan.
Yeah, you do.
Journey.
No, you're not wrong.
I was thinking
you
that
need
too.
to have some sort of money.
I had to have a cash cushion when I did it.
Have you thought about that? Making no money for the first year?
There is a reason this is my second career. Mm-hmm. I realized that the journey would be, a year of a little more passive learning and growing. So it was actually more like a 2-year journey when you have to plan ahead and think about, okay, well, you have to have a nest egg and you have to have all these supports in place.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe this speaks to how much we deserve to be in the field, is how we have been waiting it out. And
yeah, it counts.
I think if you really look at some of the national statistics, especially for real estate, I don't know if you know anything about the home inspectors.
I do.
But statistically speaking, majority and a large majority, and I'll say like on the high tier percentage, those agents do 1 to 3 a year transactions a year.
So that hasn't gotten better.
No.
That's what it was 10 years ago.
And people come in and come out and come in and come out. I often see things like, I have a friend or a family member, so I'm going to get my license.
Right.
Or I'm going to buy my own home and I'm going to get my license. Sometimes people will end up doing that. But then they don't put the effort and the hard work, the hours, blah, blah, blah. It roughly takes, and I think I shared this with Kelly, 5 years to build a business. I mean, yeah, you might get one transaction. You might get a second one the next year. You might get maybe 3 to 5 the next year, on your motivation and drive. But really to establish a pipeline, to really establish systems in place, to really, have referral business, even from your family, your friends that know you. I think that 5 years is something you really got to focus on, that you got a business up and running. And that's a tough thing for people. It's hard for them to realize. I mean, Kelly's been shadowing a couple of things for me, which has been great. She's been doing open house. I'll tell you, first open house she came to, she knew how to speak to people. I think some people just don't know how to talk. And maybe like your background, your first career has helped you. But, just to have a normal conversation with people. I think, Mark, you have like a down-to-earth attitude and not like a businessy with home inspections. Or you use dialogue that, this is a screw, right? You don't go into like this detailed thing.
Yeah, we try to stay away from the technical garble. Exactly. It doesn't really serve to help anybody.
Exactly. So I think people that are thinking of getting into any industry, but obviously the ones that we're passionate and involved in, it's a lot of work. It's not.
Yeah, it doesn't happen overnight. I think you do just keep that. If you're setting up your mind to understand that, hey, yeah, it's going to take years, but if you want it for the right reasons, you'll stick with it and get there. And it's a great life once you do. That's what a lot of people miss out on. Our failure rate in this industry I don't know if it still is. I don't know if you've looked into this, but it was in the 90 plus percentile. And I have to believe a lot of that's because they didn't stick with it long enough to see it through and to experience what it's like to actually not have a boss and make your own hours and actually help people in a way that they give you meaningful feedback. And that's really rewarding. But if you never get to the reward stage, that's really unfortunate. I think a lot of people walk away from these professions early because they're just uncomfortable with the process.
It's a good point. You just brought up uncomfortableness, because one of the things I think you have to be okay with is doing uncomfortable things. So who works harder, an inspector or an agent?
I can't say that. They work equally as hard, different aspects of the transaction.
Cal?
I will tell you that my phone is never off. I don't know if you turn off your phone, but something that I expected in the job is to always have my phone on, to be available.
Oh boy.
Well,
I'm just
once I'm 5 years down the road, though, I'm sure I'll have the ability.
She's going to learn boundaries quick. I got some boundaries. No, that's cool. No, that's cool. Yeah, I always often wonder when I think about it, who works harder. I think both industries have to work together, so they're constantly working. You got to be looking at your website. You got to be taking the text message when people want to book and you got to squeeze.
There's always
people
stuff
in.
To do. Yes,
always.
I like to think our work is more concentrated, and that's one of the things I like about it. Because I was an agent as well, so I've done both of these jobs, and what I found with being an agent was, man, it's like. There's always transactions. For me, it was always lingering in my gut somewhere. That curveball you mentioned earlier, I was always waiting for it. I was always trying to figure out where it was going to come from. And then when you have like 10 transactions going at a time, it's like, yeah, you're technically on vacation. And yes, somebody's looking over your stuff while you're gone. But in the back of your head, And I don't feel that in this. As a home inspector, I got to get rid of that part, and I was really happy to get rid of that part. For me, I think some people manage that really well. I managed it, but I didn't really like it being part of my life. I like this job because I do the thing and I'm done. Once I ship the report, I'm done with that job. They may call with questions or something, but it's not lingering in the back of my head like, is this going to close? Was this pre-approval really as solid as the loan officer said it was? Or is this knucklehead going to go to Jordan's and buy $17,000 worth of furniture, even though we told him not to? Like, there's none of that crap. Like, you go, you do your job, you get paid, you go home. I kind of like that part of it, but it is physically, doing crawl spaces and climbing on roofs and stuff like that. You're not doing that as an agent. So it's a hard argument to make because they're completely different jobs with different requirements.
What is and I don't want to use the word scariest because you guys aren't scared.
Okay.
Real guys.
I don't know about that.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Oh, okay. So if we admit we're scared, we're not real guys anymore.
No.
Okay.
I'm gonna ask both of you this, but what do you think something could come up or like you're like, I don't want to do those, but I have to do that in my job? Like, what is the one thing that you like, I don't, not even yuck, but could be just like.
I mean, I wouldn't say it's like maybe there is a certain aspect of a home that you would say, but I mean, respectfully, there are some nasty homes out there. So even just walking in there sometimes, it's like you're holding your breath. I know I've had one or two like that. So
yeah,
I don't know if it was, it was scary, but like.
Mark?
I was going to kind of lean on the gross too. Like the first thing that came into my head was doing like 3 families in Worcester because it's like it's a representation of humanity in a way. So you got 3 units in a building. One of them is going to be an absolute S show. Mm-hmm. Like you're going to be stepping on people's clothing and dog poop. And like there's kids running around that should have been at school, but they're not for some reason. There's some aspect of this where you're just like, this isn't right.
You're going to throw your clothes away when you leave.
Yeah. Like you're worried about bed bugs. You're worried about, bringing home fleas or something. They're just not living well, right? Like there's mental health issues abound. And then you go into the second apartment in the same building and it's spotless, just spotless. There's pictures of Jesus on the wall. There's a person who's living neatly and calmly and they're in a good, safe environment. And then the first floor might be like normal, like a little cluttery, but like normal. And there's a pattern there. And it's that first unit, the one that you're stepping on people's stuff to get to a window and everything's grimy and sticky and they're not well. Those, I don't know, man. It's like a good thing we're not mandated reporters, We're not required to report that to anybody, but like it makes you want, like when you grab that toilet to see if it's loose, you have second thoughts about it.
I think about that. But, I noticed some of you inspectors, not to single out you, but some are freaked out about spiders or snakes or something, crawl spaces. I mean, there's some creepy, gross crawl spaces, like where there's animals and rodents can live in, and you got to go in there.
True.
I've seen like you guys put on a whole suit and go underneath.
Yeah, sometimes we suit up.
There's nothing that bothers you like that?
I feel like we're lucky. We don't live where there's like deadly animals and... I mean, the house isn't going to fall down on you. I believe it or not, I'm claustrophobic. I know it doesn't look like it because I stuff myself into small places, but like you have to have the confidence in like understanding the damn thing's not going to fall on your head. It's just.
And maybe you only visit those places once, whereas I think, Lana, you've probably visited those homes many times over, right? To consult with the client and to talk with them.
That's a great point.
We see some scary things too.
Oh, I'll tell you what is scary for me. I have fallen down many times I'm sure I can get in. I don't duck. I don't do any of that, right? But when you're coming down an attic set of stairs that are like this with socks on because you have to take your shoes off or booties, I have fallen down so many times, slid on my tailbone down. That is the worst. So every time I go up, I'm not afraid to go into the attic, except when they have the rocking chair and the doll right there when you get to the top.
That's a creep show.
It brings you to all those movies. But nah, and I'm not scared of basements or anything like that. Nothing's really... I think I've been to a lot of places in 24 years that nothing really does, but it's the slipping of something falling. Because I'm telling you, I've fallen. Man, it's embarrassing, but man, it hurts. And it's the steepness of those stairs. It's I know you've climbed them.
Yeah, and I think the guy in me automatically wants to solve your problem. I don't know if I should just be listening or trying to solve your problem, but I have a suggestion. Okay, would you like to hear it?
Sure. Sure.
I will give you a pair of booties that are actually effective.
Oh,
so you know that like the blue booties, the disposable ones are slippery
those are the
and they
worst.
like try to kill people.
Worst.
There's washable, reusable ones that I got during COVID when everybody's making us wear booties that are actually wicked grippy. You can put them right over your shoes and they will stick like
glue.
I haven't worn out my first pair yet. I bought like 3 pairs thinking I'd need them. I'd be wearing them out.
Those going to my next show and I'm like, I'll go up first. Yeah. All around the table on this one. Kelly first. What scares you more, failure or success?
Ooh.
Really think about that one because then I'll share my story. But
great question.
I think success is what motivates me and really helping people to feel like I've served them the best. Success, where there may be moments of failure, motivates me even more. The process of growing and learning, the process of being vulnerable, of going through the process and knowing that you got stronger as the result. One day I won't be a newbie and I'll look back and I'll say, success really was the thing that I had on my horizon. What made me want to reach there.
So what scares you the most?
That was a convoluted answer, so maybe we can cut
you went around the bush there, Kelly. Kelly, dig deep, dig deep, dig deep.
For me, I'm very prideful. I like to approach all my challenges with all of myself. Failure does scare me the most. And I chose this career with the goal of success. I'm not going to lie, failure is scary, but there may be moments where there's a learning challenge where you have to relearn or readjust. And for me, that's okay. Definitely failure does not motivate me.
All right.
Success or failure scares you?
I mean, definitely failure. Why would success scare me?
I'm asking the question. I'll give my story at the end.
Okay.
Yeah, I got a feeling this is a leading set of questions here.
No.
I've had both.
What's
and I'm kind of over neither at this point. So I would say it used to be failure, and then I failed a bunch of times and learned that it's the way you grow. And it's actually like I kind of seek it out now, oddly enough. Like I'm not scared of it anymore. And I've had my realization that success scared me too. And I didn't know it. I didn't know that for quite a while. Like it took kind of a rock bottom situation a long time ago to make me see that I was actually afraid of that, which is a really weird thing to know, like to learn about yourself. It does seem like why would you be afraid of success? I get your question.
Yeah.
If you ever change your mind on that, come back and tell us about it. What was the story? I'm super curious what made you ask that question, because it's a good question.
I agree with what you're saying, and it's super growth through any career is you're afraid of failure. But I don't think you think of afraid of failure. I really don't think that's what you're saying. You're saying it because it's logical. Like, I don't want to fail. So you think that's a scaredness. But I think ultimately you have a fear of success. 100%. Because if this gets going, you're already anticipating failures or struggle. Like you said, I might not make any money the first year. Well, why can't you make any money the first year? I didn't say you're not going to, but I said, what happens if you didn't? But I think you automatically put your whole self in that I'm going to struggle and I'm going to fail and I'm going to give myself 2 years. I think what you're afraid of is what if you didn't? And success is really what you're afraid of. Because when you do find whatever that success looks like to you, it could be one transaction, it could be 100, it could be you're on your very own versus working under somebody, right? We don't know what that is. Everyone's success is different. But I think more people, if they really think about it, they're afraid of the success because they don't know what that looks like. Failure, struggle, they know. You're doing it every day, right? So one year, Quick story. I told the VP in the company that I'm going to double my income this year. I was a newbie, about 6 years in it.
This is in real estate?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
4 or 6 years into it. I'm going to double my income. Nobody doubles their income in 1 year. Yeah. Not only did I double my income, but I superseded it.
Nice.
But I realized that year is the reason I said it out loud to everybody. I was afraid that I could do that. I didn't know how to do it. I wasn't there yet. I hit a hardest market in 9, 10, and 11. Everybody was short selling. Everybody was foreclosed. It was hard. But I think if you focus on the success part, the failure stuff, and when I say failure, the little mishaps and the little things like that, we all know what's going to happen because we got to learn, right? But I really think that I think a lot of people are just afraid of that success because it feels good, like they're doing well, they're connecting, they're meeting people, they're building relationships, they're moving their hours along. Oh my goodness, it's going fast. I think that's what really that failure is. Is that what you felt when you hit that success mark?
I was going to add to that just that once you have a level of success, then you have something to lose. Prior to getting there, you have less to lose.
So mine.
Then you want to hold on to it, and it's like, right. You got to let that go too.
I used to say, well, when you're here, whatever your success is, my success was just small, right, to other people, but to me it was like. So once you get here, I said, oh my gosh, the only way to go is down. There's never a down. There's never a down. Because then you always do the next thing. It might not be the same success goal. It's going to be a different one.
And as newbies, the only place we have to go is up.
Is up, yeah.
Yeah, no, you're in a great position. You guys both have great attitudes, and it sounds like you're in a good position to make something out of this, which is awesome. What is your plan? Like, I feel like most guys that get into this plan on going off on their own.
Yeah. So eventually, I feel like one day I would go off on my own. But as of right now, I'm willing to work under this guy for as long as, until I get my own feet on the ground, make connections through myself, I'll work under him.
Yeah.
Because I've talked to him, he's willing to do that. As long as you got to figure out some sort of like split or something though. Obviously, I can't just take his inspections, not give him anything. So I'm looking forward to working with him though.
How will you develop that? Like, how will you develop leads, drive, help him, show him that you're adding value? I
don't know what that really would look like, honestly. I mean, I told him straight out because he was like, we talked about scaling. Yeah. Like, why? Because I asked him as a newbie, why do no inspectors scale their business? Yeah. And then it was like the lengthy process to become an inspector. And then what if he doesn't have enough inspections to give? If he had like 3 or 4 guys working under him. So, I mean, as of right now, like I said, I'm making no money. I'd be fine with 1 inspection a week. So, you know what I mean? So it's not like I need to do 2 a day or, So, I mean, anything would really be nice. Once I start making money, then who knows where it'll snowball from there.
Right. Some guys do scale this business. It is technically scalable. It's not. It's also like, have you heard this thing where people say like, if you don't scale, all you own is your job? Yeah. And it's like got a real negative connotation to it. But it's also a beautiful thing to own your job. So some businesses I think are really ripe for scaling. Some are, it's possible, but maybe it's not the best thing. And I think that's a very personal choice that you should make freely once you got, 1,000+ inspections under your belt. There's a clicking point. I don't know what it is, and I don't know how many transactions, I don't know how you measure it in real estate, but like, I feel like after about 1,000 inspections, you start to really develop into who you're going to be as an inspector. You'll feel those milestones along the way, but there's something about like hitting that level where you're just clicking along different. Yeah. You just made a lot of connections in your brain. A lot of things have melded together, and the job just flows more.
Yeah.
I don't know how else to describe it.
There's beauty in the gray area. And you have some insight. We have some insight as newbies where we know we have to pay our dues. We have to go through that learning process to start. Because people don't want perfection. They want authenticity.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
100%.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Keep that vulnerability. You know, like you lose that, you don't have relationships.
Correct.
You know?
Just kind of wrapping, I've got a funny question. If the industry had a smell, what smell would it be? Mark?
I don't have an answer.
Cal?
I'm just enjoying your question for the moment.
Would it smell like?
One of
No,
those
what-
three-decker smells.
What would it be? What would it be? What's the smell?
I don't know. Like
Mark?
neutral, maybe?
I'm still thinking
Kelly.
about that question. I love the question.
I love the smell of a new car, that scent they put in when they grease up the leather seats. I feel like that's the smell I expected when I joined.
Luxury and
Oh, I like
Luxury
that.
and
It's a very positive, very
Yeah.
positive smell right
Yeah.
there. New car smell.
another motivator.
Did you say the industry or
Yeah.
the job?
No,
Because those are two different questions.
industry.
The industry, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Man, I don't know.
Well, at least you're not going down the pipeline of bad. Like,
Right.
Are you there?
Me? No.
Oh.
No, I love it. I don't. I own my job. I'm not like,
Mm.
I'm not knee deep in like industry quagmires. I might feel differently about it if I was, you know?
Mm.
You get into the politics of things, and I think you get a whole different look at it. I try to stay pretty far away from that.
Well, let's introduce our guests so we can wrap up so that they can get some business. I really appreciate the fact that you were vulnerable through just sharing. You know, you're starting out. It's new, but you're not really starting out. You've got a lot under your belt right now. And I think that hearing and remembering, because I didn't remember. I mean, how did I choose this career 24 years ago? It's hard to go back to that. And I know a lot of people are still coming into the industry. I know home inspectors are really needed. And I think a lot of people they don't know what to do for the process. So I would like you just to say your full name, where you're affiliated, what's the name of the business, and how can they reach you? We're going to put a screen up so people can see, but give us a 15, 20-second thing.
I'm Kelly Cox, and I'm at Coldwell Banker. You can reach me at kellymahomes.com. You can call or text anytime. I do get to work with the amazing Lana.
Amazing.
And I would love to help you with any of your real estate goals.
Love it. Cal.
Yeah. So my name's Cal Davick. I work with Premier Home and Building Inspections. And if you need me in the next year, you know where to find me.
Will be available.
Yeah.
That's great.
Awesome.
That's great. I'm Lana Kopsala, local real estate agent at Coldwell Banker in Leominster. You can DM me. You can reach out to me. We're going to put our contacts, Facebook, Instagram. But more importantly, we'd love to hear from you. Give us a comment on this podcast. Also, subscribe. And anybody that's interested in coming on, we'd really, really love you to jump on and give us your thoughts about the industry or what you have to offer to the consumers. Mark.
You know where to find me. I would say I like what
He always stops the flow.
Yale was.
Yes.
Like he's like, just Google me. I like that idea.
Okay.
I'm going to say just Google me. Google Wachusett Home Inspection. Primarily we're on Instagram and Facebook. But I would like to take the moment to just say, follow us on, Spotify, Apple Podcast, and YouTube.
Yeah.
That is the best thing you could do for us.
Thank you. Good luck to you guys. Much success. Make this work.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for having
Cheers.
us on.
Yeah.
That was a pleasure.
Yeah, thanks.